lot of memorized poems, but forgive me for reading this one because it's new and I put verse and I love to do new poems. So. I've loosely taken pills because they looked and made me feel like candy. Like I wasn't even real. Like those times I was holding knives to my wrist like I wanted to cut them, as if there were reasons for these feelings or all these misunderstandings that bring ceilings to the floor, bring themselves out of my dreams by being torn right through my eyes where my own face describes through the disguises of bitter expressions. Now you might not think it to look at me, but I've seen mirrors before. And in the push of looking back, only the floors were able to catch me. And those hands that dropped the weapons can now only hold the splinters of past mistakes, like a fake smile split into parted lips, housing the kind of teeth that only break when they hit the bone. And in my facts that you've been shown, you'll see how I've outgrown my own life, now stale in comparison to the thirst I once had, but now simply and nimbly fumbling at a time when even mistakes either have purpose or were done on purpose. You see, I've grown tired of this circus where we're all balancing on balls like those bears dressed in vests and Shriners hats, always doing their best to see and be seen the way so many deem they still want things to be. But did you know I get angry when people want me to dance? Because these shoes are freezing, and the breezes that bring those words to me, I shiver so much I can barely hear them. I've just been stolen, borrowing enough time to get back to when I still made sense and didn't feel like a coward for not making myself bleed. Like in a dream that flees life and strife and hope towards the hangman's ropes that still swing after the bodies have been buried. And every time I hold a pen, I wonder how far I can push it into the meat and marrow, to the meaning of myself, where time slips into the moments that I let slip away. And the only thing left to say still begins with a look and ends with walking away. And it's like life has gotten to the point where if my passions don't pay the rent, then the older I get, the stranger it's gonna look. It's like the ending of some river's brook where the water bubbles with dirt and swirls around in circles like tired eyes still too drunk to see. But this writing is the only me I'll ever know. And these versions of me are like seeds being sown. One's sat at a desk and one's broken from the years. One's lost all respect and one's distant from his peers. And even this is true. Sometimes I feel too old to be here, but too young to be anywhere else. In a world where things are either too slow or not fast enough to either get me where I'm going or where I've always wanted to be. And what's confusing to me... I totally lost my place. And what's confusing to me is that we only keep in mind where we used to be or where we want to be, rarely where we are right now. It's like we're always leaving ourselves behind like unread leaflets or leftovers left out for the dogs, and like the strays standing out from the pack, I'm starving with vicious hands collecting all these transparent memories and moments that try to make a bigger picture. Where questions come in waves, where age points us out in the lineups that have been stacked up against us. Now all our knowledge comes from comparisons, and even now I'm being compared to people who just do things a little differently. But objectively, I actually believe I still might survive this open-ended question we call life, still trying to eat me alive with its requirements, costing me time and money, making invisible connections between the plausible positions that I get to call work and who I am.